The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 and don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday morning. I hope everybody is up and at it. They're doing their thing this morning, getting your coffee, doing what you got to do, getting up, getting ready to get into these markets, do what we do. And it is Wednesday. It is a day. And it's hump day. We're halfway through the week. And here we are. We're doing our thing. And hey, the markets are doing what they're gonna do. Got a lot of news today, got a lot of stuff going on today from the crypto perspective and just market in general. Got some big stuff going on. But I think we've got to kind of pay a little bit of respect to somebody who was in this space for a long time and passed away. A year ago, a couple days ago, a year anniversary a couple days ago. Space Chick, she was a big Volt person, promoted Volt for a while. One of the best content creators out there. Fought with cancer, and go ahead and about a year ago. Left us a year ago, and a couple days late on that, but we didn't stream on Tuesday, so definitely pay our respects to her and everything she contributed to this space. And it's a loss. It's a loss for us. It's a loss for us as content creators in this space. And with respect, we're gonna pay that respect. I'm gonna see my man Scottish down there is paying his respect as well. So definitely somebody that we will miss and have missed in this space for a while. But it is Wednesday, it is hump day, and we're gonna get into the markets. We're gonna look at things, and we're gonna make things happen. So we pay our respects. We pay our respects when respect is granted, and I don't know what else to say. You guys know we did live streams together, things like that, and promoted a couple things together as well. So definitely will be missed in the space. It was a great person in general. So let's pay our respects, and then let's get into the market. And Junior, good morning, my brother. Government is buying Crow. Yeah, they are. We'll get into that. Let's go. Scottish, year ago, man. Just over a year ago. So definitely pay our respects. Ken, good morning, good early afternoon to you. Yes, respect. Throw respect on the name. Yes, Curtis. Good morning, good morning to you, Curtis. Hope you're doing well. And Ken, how you doing, man? How you doing, brother? Crypto Bros. Yes, we are Crypto Bros, Ken. We're up. We're at it. Doing our thing, man. Curtis, I hope you're doing well, man. I'm loving these markets right now, Curtis. I know me and you loving these markets. Cheese, good morning, my brother. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing well as well. We're going to get into it in a minute. Just going down through the chat here. And just making sure we we get everybody that's in here and you know, do our thing. Cheese is up in here today, baby. Cheese, what you buying today, brother? What you buying today? Junior says, "Rest in peace." Yes, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Well said. Yeah, thank you, Scottish man. You know the deal, man. You know what it is, man. And we're a small sector of this population, and we gotta have each other's back, man. Uh, got me some more. You got you some more arrow? Okay, Curtis. Yeah, load them bags of aerodrome up, man. I like that. You guys hit that like button, hit that share button, share this thing out. If you're watching over there on YouTube, go ahead and share this thing out. If you're watching over there on X, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button. Haven't been on TikTok in a couple streams. Just because of kind of where I'm at right now. And I don't feel like moving my setup. So TikTok will wait. But yeah, we're doing good over there on TikTok, putting a lot of content over there on TikTok. So, most of my content's going over there on TikTok right now. Actually, tell you the truth, nothing today. You ain't buying nothing today. Oh yeah, your bags are packed, baby. Cheese, mine's are packed too, man. My bags, we kind of been buying through the whole bear market, so it kind of is what it is. What's up, Selmo? My boy's up in the building. What's going on, man? Shake Shack, Shake Shack, Shake Shack, Shake Shack. My man Selmo comes up in the building talking about Shake Shack, Shake Shack, Shake Shack. What's up, man? What's up, dog? That's my man right there, Selmo. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing good, brother. I hope you're doing good out there, man. Yo, I'm buying a little bit here and there, but nothing definitely too big because I'm just adding to right now. Buying the dips, adding to. I hope everybody bought a little bit of the dip, and got their bags straight. But we've been buying all bear market here, so these little pullbacks, we should, everybody still should be up, right? Everybody still should be up because we've been in this thing for 3.5 years, buying at the bottom, baby, buying at the bottom. So just don't get shaken out of your bags. Like that's the thing today. Don't get shaken out of your bag. Seiko, what's going on, dog? What's up, man? How are you? How are you? Good early morning to you over there on the West Coast, man. Man, it's early for you, brother. You probably ain't even been to bed yet, man. You probably ain't even been to bed, Seiko. What you up about? You pulling an all-nighter, man? Man, Seiko Hunt over there doing his thing. But don't get shaken out of your bags. Like that's kind of what we gotta talk about today, guys. Because this shakeout right now. I mean, let's talk about the news and talk about the shakeout. Talk about everything that's going on because you see the writing on the wall, right? Gemini actually came out with an XRP card, right? And they're rewarding you back in XRP, right? Coinbase looked like they came out with an XRP card too. So as everybody's kind of like selling off on this dip or freaking out about these dips, like these guys are telling you kind of what's going on and where everything is headed, right? You look at the big dump of Bitcoin from the Bitcoin whale that's been in this thing since Satoshi, right? He took profits and dumped a whole bunch of Bitcoin into the market. Who came in and bought that up? That was big institutional investors that came in and bought all that up. They're not buying that. They're not buying that up to take a loss, right? So you look at the Ethereum. You look at Ethereum. The Ethereum ETFs are absolutely on fire, right? So when you look at them, these guys are buying these ETFs not to lose money. So they're buying the dips and they're making money. So don't get shaken out. Don't look at things from the perspective of price action right now. Yeah, price action sucks right now. The market's recovering from that big Bitcoin dump that happened and spooked the markets and all the liquidation and the lizard people out here sucking up the liquidity at every opportunity they can get. But don't get shaken out because this market will take off. It will go. And when it does, you're gonna kind of look back and go, man, I, I wish I wouldn't have did, sold this or sold that, you know. So don't get spooked. Don't let these markets spook you. Look at the fundamentals of the market. Look at what big money's doing. Look at where big money's putting their money, right? And that will tell you a lot, you know. Uh Justin Sun, I mean, big move with XRPL on Hyperliquid. Yeah, I got that story, man. Justin Sun, he yo, they Hyperliquid Hyperliquid dumped a bunch of projects over there on XRPL as well. So, yeah, I mean, Hyperliquid is one of these platforms. Like I said, like I told you guys before, I don't get the opportunity to use it here where I'm at in the United States. I wish I did though, because that platform is where everybody's headed, man. That platform is where everybody's going. And you know, I can't wait for them to roll it out over here, because I really like the decentralized platform. I really like the decentralized longs and shorts you can put in over there. I like what they built over there at Hyperliquid, and I think that's the future of where we're headed. That whole decentralized platform that Hyperliquid's got going over there, and that's why the price action is always so good. Yeah, but Justin Sun made a nasty move over there on Hyperliquid. Made a nasty move, man. But tis is crypto, right? Tis is crypto. It is what it is, and that's the game. It's a PvP game, right? It's unfortunately that's what crypto is right now. It's a PvP game, right? You get in at the bottom, you set your profit levels, and you take your profits, and ultimately, people are buying at the top, and them are the people that will get wrecked, right? It is what it is, right? And that's all that's at the end of the day. uh it's no different than stocks. Some people buy stocks at the top and they have to hold them for a while in order to make some profits, right? Because other people are selling off and dumping the markets, right? So no different. Same thing over here in crypto, same thing going on. That's why I tell you, buy red, sell green, right? It's not that hard, right? This thing isn't that difficult. Buy red, sell green. And it's been red for a couple of days, so you know people should be seeing some good price action right now. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this thing. Asian markets, they traded okay. Let's just call it okay. Let's not call it good or anything like that. Just okay. European markets over there where Ken's at. My man Ken is over here, just playing with the market right now. He's dumping and buying, and they just look all right too. That's it. But Ken's putting in millions up in the market, man. So we'll see. We'll see what he does a little bit later. Let's see if he sends them markets or if he just puts all his money in crypto. The United States markets actually look pretty good. They look like they're completely in green this morning, looking decent. Yeah, I gotta mess with you about them European markets. Ken dumping all that money, baby. But the United States market's looking pretty good. Big report today coming in today from NVIDIA. NVIDIA is going to report their earnings. Everybody's estimating that their earnings are going to come in and beat projections. And if that happens, NVIDIA is absolutely going to send it. And me and Selma are going to be sitting here doing a happy dance and probably a backflip. But, and if I do a backflip, I'll probably break my back. But, because I'm a little older. But, hey, at the right price, we'll do a backflip anyways, right? But yo, Nvidia is reporting their earnings, after the bell closes, and that should be a big one. You got CrowdStrike reporting today as well, which is another big one. You got a couple big things going on today. This week we do get some inflation data that comes out that'll send the markets, tank the markets, and we definitely got this whole Fed chair issue going on right now with this lady who who didn't fill her paperwork out right, who now Trump wants to fire, and we got this whole fiasco going on over here. But what's the difference, right? Every time we get a market pull up, and it looks like the markets want to recover. People want to start firing people and doing all crazy stuff. So just let us live, baby. Let the markets run and let us live. Just backflip. Yo, nah, I ain't gonna be good, man. I ain't gonna be good. My body don't move like that no more, Scottish. My body don't move like that no more. I can't do no backflip. But yeah, you see this Fed this Fed right here, this Fed chair lady right here. I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. I mean, if she made a mistake, she made a mistake. Jesus got the eyeballs, man. All right, no backflip for me, man. I'm a little bit older, man. But we got this Fed chair right here. I mean, if she made a mistake and it was an honest mistake, it happens. It is what it is, and these things happen. If it was done with malicious intent, then then you tried to screw the system, and you must go, right? But I'm a firm believer that everybody gets their day to state their case, and she'll looks like she'll probably get her day to state her case, and if she's got to go, she's got to go. If it was malicious, then you got to go. If it wasn't, then it is what it is. But if it wasn't malicious and it was an honest mistake, then you know what, she stays. But you know what, sometimes you got to go, and we'll see what happens. But this isn't what we want to see in the news right now. We want to see all positivity in the news. We want to see the markets moving. We want to see these tariffs get taken care of. We want to see crypto start to boom. We want to see the stock market really start to boom. But it's stock market's been high for a while, so it's running hot. It's running really high. But if Nvidia and CrowdStrike comes out and beats their earnings today, you're going to see these markets send. And as these markets send, crypto sends as well. So they're connected, right? Everything's connected, and that's why we review the stock market on a daily, because it's definitely connected to crypto, right? So, but yeah, we'll see what happens with these. But Nvidia is definitely moving to the upside this morning based off of its earnings coming up after the bell closes. We'll see if that's a trap, though. It could be a trap. I don't think so, but it could be. But I do think that they'll come out and beat their earnings. What we got going on over here in the cryptocurrency market, baby? What do we got going on? Damn, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index dropped to 47, down from the 50s where we were. Still sitting in neutral. We just got the car parked. You know what I mean? We're sitting in neutral. We're just kind of hovering there. Kind of makes sense for us to hover there until we can shake some of this stuff out. Until we can shake out what the Fed's going to do. Everybody's waiting for that 25 basis point rate cut. We get that thing, and these markets are going to send. But if we don't understand that, because that 25 basis points is priced in, the market will price it out as well. So they will start to pull profits out of there. They will start to pull their profits out of the markets if we don't get that 25 basis point rate cut. But, if we do, FOMO will start to come in, and we'll see what happens in September when we get that. I expect us to trade sideways all the way up until that rate cut happens. I don't expect any big moves in the market. I do kind of expect us to start to regain some of what we lost slowly, like Novocaine, what we lost from that Bitcoin dump in the spooking of the markets. I do expect that to start to come back a little bit, but as you guys seen yesterday, it started to come back, but I don't expect us to set new all-time highs until we get to that rate cut point. We got the altcoin season sitting at 44 out of 100. So definitely dropped a little bit. We're at 47 on Monday. $3.86 trillion market cap right now in crypto. Bleeding a little bit. It's just kind of hovering. I don't want to say it's bleeding. It's really not bleeding. It's just kind of hovering there. The ETFs put in a positive $543.1 million yesterday. But look at the Ethereum ETF. Look at how much money that thing put into the market. And that thing is just booming. And this is why I'm telling you guys I'm bullish on Ethereum right now. Not financial advice. This is up to you and your bags. But I'm really bullish on Ethereum right now. It looks like it's really starting to take off. And this is where a lot of the institutional money is starting to flow right now, is into ETH. And this is exactly what you want. Because we can't have a altcoin season until ETH runs. I've said that for a long time. I'll stand by it. I'll stand 10 toes down on that. And I'll continue to say it until ETH runs and busts through its all-time high and actually starts to mint candles above its all-time high. Not just break the all-time high, but mint candles above the all-time high, daily candles. Then we can start to talk about an altcoin run. 5x or 10x on ETH. I got ETH probably touching 8K. 8K. That's conservative, Ken. That's really conservative. It can do all of 8K, and maybe touch 10. But I think 8 is pretty safe. If the market conditions, warrant, I think 8 can do 8's an easy money. I said 10. You said 10 at 2,500. Yeah, you did. You said 10. And I stuck by my 8. Like I've said 8 for a while now. I think it can do all of 8. I think it'll do 8, and we'll see. But it's got to start minting some candles above its all-time high. Like it can't just wick up to its all-time high and wick down. It's got to start building support there. If the stars align, yeah, everything's got to kind of go the right way. I think we'll start minting candles above its current all-time high right now at rate cut time, because I do think that we're going to get 25 basis point rate cut. I do think that we're going to get that, and I think we'll start to see candles being minted above its current all-time high right now when that happens. And then I think you're going to see the market send. The ETF volume is there. You can see it from this chart right now on Ethereum. The ETF volume is there. Money's flowing into ETH. Institutions are buying ETH. And here's the thing. When you look at the RWA sector and you look at the stable coins that are out there right now that are bringing in a crap ton of volume, they're either built on the Ethereum network or they're built on a layer 2. The majority of them, that's where they're built. That's going to bring in a lot of volume to ETH, and I think that's going to send ETH as well. And if you look at the projects that are really taking off, they're really built on top of Ethereum. And even when you look at World TradeFi, the majority of the projects that they hold are Ethereum-based projects. So they're either ETH or the layer 2. So what's good, Glenn? What's good, my brother? What's good, my brother? We're good, man. Glenn, I'm gonna have a perp video coming out pretty soon. It looks like I'll put out a perp video, and we'll go ahead and we'll do a deep dive into that project as well. So looks good for that video coming out soon on base. So definitely looks good for them. So we definitely have a Bitcoin dominance sitting at 57.3%, and Ethereum dominance sitting at 14.3%. Right now, like I said, I'm bullish on ETH, bullish on layer 2s right now, and Ethereum itself. looks like that dominance for Ethereum is holding on to that 14.3%. Looks like the longs and shorts are they came up underneath $1 trillion. So some people did get liquidated yesterday, sitting at $981.77 billion right now. That's still a lot of liquidity sitting out there, and the lizard people will come and grab that liquidity. So there's a lot of liquidity to the upside, though, and this is why I think you see Bitcoin and Ethereum slowly start to move up, because the lizard people are going to come in and wreck some of them liquidity levels. So we'll see what happens. We trade the market that's in front of our face, and that's all we can do. I keep telling you guys that don't think too hard or too long about it. Trade the market that's in front of your face. Know the news that's out there, know what's going on, but always just trade the market that's in front of your face. Don't trade the news, trade the chart, right? Don't trade the news, trade the chart, and take profits when you should be taking profits. And that's how you win in this game. That's exactly how you win. Don't round trip your bags. So you got Crow sitting at 43% up right now. So why is that Crow at 43% up right now? That's the Hyperliquid article. Here it is. Trump Media and Crypto.com launch a new crypto treasury firm via the SPAC. Crypto.com and Trump Media and World Liberty Fi are all kind of teaming up together, and I want you guys to think about this like the ETFs that Coinbase custodians, right? Coinbase custodians all the Bitcoin, the majority of the Bitcoin and the Ethereum for the ETFs, right? So what World TradeFi, World Liberty TradeFi, or whatever they call that company, and now Trump Media have teamed up with Crypto.com basically to do the same, right? So Crypto.com is holding all the liquidity for these particular ETFs that they've applied for, and now this crypto treasury, right? So this is why Crypto.com is booming right now, because they're holding the liquidity for these guys, which means that they're going to get all of the trading volume that comes off of these particular projects, right? Either the treasury or the ETFs that they've applied for. Crypto.com will see that volume, which sends their token. So that's a long explanation to a short reason why Crow is up 44.8%, because people are anticipating this volume coming into Crypto.com, and the Crow, probably the Kronos token, DeFi wise, right? So that's the reason that for the big pump up. And right now Crow is sitting at 23 cents. So if you would have bought this thing, 15 cents, 12 cents, just where it was at last week, you'd be sitting on some nice profits right now, right? You'd be sitting on some nice profits right now. Junior says, let's fucking go. Yeah. Hey, we've been talking about Crow for a long time, and Crow has lagged the market for a long time. And now you start to see it start to come up, start to gain some ground based off some partnerships that it made. And now them partnerships are starting to bear that fruit, right? Obviously Trump and his team, his team and his projects have put their stock into Crypto.com, have put their stock into the Kronos blockchain, which isn't a bad place to put your stock, to put your projects, because Crow has met every single regulatory challenge that it has across the world, right? So when you look at Crow, and something we've talked about during the whole bear market is Crow has been able to work with governments. Crow has been able to work with different administrations and meet the regulatory requirements that they have in their particular country. So Crow is a safe bet. It's about as safe as Coinbase, right? So when it comes to regulatory compliance and how they move money, right? So definitely Crow has done his thing, and we'll see. You know, this pump up is pretty big from where it was at. So I do expect some profit taking from people that are holding Crow. There will be some profit taking going on right now. You know, people start to get up you know, a 2x, you know, an initial start to come out and things like that. So people start de-risk and take some of that money off the table. So there probably will be some profit taking going on right here, but just know that this thing is probably going to move, and there's probably going to even be more big news with Crow when the ETFs when World Liberty 5 Trade Liberty 5, whatever they call it, when they launch their ETFs through Crow, which they've already applied for, you're probably going to see some more bullish news when them are approved and they actually move, and you'll probably see the Crow token move again when they go live. So pay attention. This is what I'm telling you. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay very close attention, because this is all set up. This is all set up for the run, right? If you know what's coming and you're watching the news and you see where people are putting their money and you see where big money's putting their money, then you know what's coming, you know. And don't get caught. Don't get caught out there looking around and jumping into things where you're putting all your money into things where, you know, there is no news, there is no hype, there is no upside, right? You got to know what's coming. We talk a lot about Arrow. Here's Aerodrome Finance sitting at $1.31 right now. Definitely starting to recover a little bit from where it was at. It took a nasty downturn like everybody else, but make sure you pay attention to Arrow. Again, another project that holds, you know, 80% of all the liquidity on the base chain. So as the base chain moves, that's going to move. So you got to know where the money is. You got to know where the money is. Yeah, there is a WLFI token that's going to be launched. It had a pre-sale that was I don't even want to call it a pre-sale. They had a funding round. You basically had to be an accredited investor and it'd be over and have over $1 million to get into that that funding round, right? Which is a little scary. Because you look at it and you go, well, okay, that's a lot of big money into a project, right? So that token that's going to drop, I mean, it's going to be a big drop, Scottish. It's going to be it's going to suck a lot of the liquidity out of some of these projects, kind of like the Trump token did, right? It's going to suck a lot of liquidity. This is just my anticipation of what's coming. Is it'll suck a lot of that liquidity out of some of these projects and some of these blockchains, and then you'll see it rotate back into some of these projects if it does what the Trump token did, right? Or did people learn their lesson, right? That's going to be the question. Or did people learn their lesson and say, you know what, I'm going to put some money in here, but I'm not going to suck all the liquidity out of my investments that I've been sitting on since the bull run. I mean, since the bear market, and dump them all into one project and possibly get wrecked, right? Because there's a lot of big money that invested into that initial funding round for that token, and they're going to be looking to recoup some of that money that they invested early. So, you got to be ready for that. All right, Junior, man, have a great one, man. Appreciate you, brother. So you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for these guys to at least start to take some money out and at least start to de-risk some of their investments. But yeah, that was a big money seed round right there. But yeah, Crow is definitely the star of the show here on the day. But look at the day, guys. You know, we're up here. Everybody was up here bitching about the red days, right? But when you look at the 24-hour bubbles, they're green. They look good. So we're starting to come back, right? We're starting to make that comeback, and you got Bitcoin sitting at 111k right now, up from one. I don't know where it dropped to 109, somewhere up in there. So starting to make that comeback. You got Ethereum sitting at 4,600 right now. This thing got down to 4,300. So everything's starting to look good. It's starting to come back. You got XRP at $3 even right now, and we talked about XRP at $3. I think that the bulls are doing their best to try to keep XRP at $3 right now. I think this is where the bulls want this thing, right around 350, somewhere up in there. And obviously the bears are going to come in and try to take it down under $3. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think ultimately for the week it'll hold on to its $3 mark. So I think XRP will do well there. BNB just keep smashing. We got Solana back up over 200. So I want you guys to kind of look at Solana and say, just on Monday we sat here and we were talking about Solana at 185, right? Sitting at 200 right now. So if you would have bought at 185, you would have been looking decent right now, right? You would have been looking at, all right, that's a nice little come up over a couple days, So sometimes you have to get into these short-term trades. On these dips, you get into these short-term trades. You say, all right, I'm going to put X amount in here. And when the market turns around, I'm going to go ahead and sell that short-term bag. Got to have a short-term bag, guys. But that Solana back up over $2 right now is a nice come up if you would have bought the dip. If you would have just bought the dip, right? Cardano, you guys know, I think ADA is going to do something, sitting at 86 cents. Still down a little bit from a lot from where it was. This thing was hit $1 just last week. Chainlink, $24.33. They got up 26 just last week, so there's still room for it to go. Hydro Liquid, we just talked about Hydro Liquid. The hype coin sitting at $49.42. You guys remember? Yeah, you guys remember? I told you about hype. $17. I was like, yo, this project right here looks like it might do something. Platform looks good. Everything looks good. Right around that $17 marker, we really started to kind of talk about it a little bit. And I actually go back on my YouTube. I actually put a couple of videos out about it. So they're there, right around $17. And this thing's trying to touch that $50 marker right now. So if, during the bear market or when this thing was freshly launched, if you just looked at this thing for what it was, and this is kind of how you have to evaluate some projects. Does the platform look good? Is the use case there? Are they gaining ground? And if the answer to that question is yes, and yes, then I have a good chance of making it. And that's how I kind of looked at hype. I was like, this is something kind of different. It's different. It's new, and it looks like it has an opportunity to run. And guess what? It ran. You can't call them all, but boy, when you call them, you like what you see. Sui's in the same situation right now as I look at Hyperliquid and Sui right now. Sui sitting at $3.43. I really like Sui as a layer one. I think it's going to do something this bull run. I think it's really focusing on that gaming sector, really focusing on trying to launch its meme coins over there. I think it will. I think it'll take some volume away from a couple of these other chains. I think it'll make a run here. Now, will that run last? I don't know, but we're gonna be in it for the run, right? We're in it. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit, right? We're in it for the run. So Stellar, you guys know I'm high on Stellar. I'm actually higher on Stellar than I am on XRP when it comes to making money, right? I think the Stellar has a bigger run in it just because of the market cap size, right? Market cap matters. Market cap matters. Sitting at 38 cents right now. Yeah, we'll see if it can get back up to 40 cents. I think it can. I think it will. I think it can. But market cap matters, guys. The bigger the market cap, the more money you got to have to move it, right? The smaller the market cap, the less money you got to have to move it. It's simple math, and you can't get around the math. Some people will tell you market cap doesn't matter, but what I'm telling you is, if market cap doesn't matter, then why does it take so much money to move it, right? It matters. It matters. And XRP is waiting for the spot ETFs, right? That's what's going to be their next move. Their next move. It's the only way that they can bring in enough institutional money to move that market cap. Just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, just like everybody else, you need institutional money. When your market cap's that size and it's that big, you need institutional money to move it. So it's Heat. Good morning. You missed us talking about Space Chick Heat. I know that was your girl. I like that, Curtis. I like Polkadot, and I like Polkadot. Actually, people don't realize, and I talked about this during the bear market. Polkadot is the first blockchain actually to utilize AI inside of its blockchain. So I like Polkadot. I like where they're headed. The only thing that concerns me a little bit about Polkadot is, and I assume that's what you're talking about, Curtis. The only thing that scares me a little bit about Polkadot is the volume, right? The volume over there on Polkadot. It's not where you would think it would be for a project that size, right? And that kind of scares me a little bit, but I do think that they will gain a lot of ground here in the bull market, right? I think Polkadot is priming itself up. It's upgraded its blockchain. It's doing some things. It's with Cardano. Cardano and Polkadot are kind of working together on a couple projects as well. So I do like Polkadot as a project in general. They've got to get some more volume over there. You woke up late. Sleep in, man. It's cool. It's cool out here, dog. It's cool out here. The weather's changing, man, so it makes you not want to get out of bed, brother. Nice and cold, nice and cool. But again, Hedera H bar as well, sitting at 24 cents. I think that this project is absolutely Hedera H bar. I think is going to absolutely send it. I think it's just a matter of time. But I do think that this project's going to send it. But you look at Crow. I mean, Crow is moved up to number 22 on the big board right now. And that's a big move for Crow. That's a big move to get up to 22. But yeah, it's past Polkadot now. So, but I do like Polkadot. They've got to get some volume over there. Pepe, it dropped to zero, got a zero back over the past couple of days, guys. It's dropped to zero a couple times and then came back and reclaimed it. So I told you guys on Monday, if you go down to 5099, 5098, anywhere in there, that was probably a good spot to start adding to a little bit to your Pepe bags, because I do believe that Pepe and and SPX 6900 are going to make a really big run at this thing. But I told five when it got to 5099, 5098, strong support level there. Very, very strong support level at them ranges right there. So, it came down there, it held that support, them support levels, and came back up and reclaimed that zero. And if you would have bought that dip, I'm not saying that you're up tremendously, but you're buying on support. You're buying on support right there. And that's on strong support, not weak support. And that's probably in a market that's 50-50. That's where you want to be buying, is you want to be buying on very, very strong support levels. And that's why I kept saying that about Pepe and where it was headed. We talked about it heading down there, and it definitely went there and bounced right back off of there. So, if you set a long there, or if you just built your bag there, you usually, it looks like you're doing pretty good. Arbitron's the other one that we talk about a lot. I've been talking about Arbitron here on this channel since about 30 cents. And I only say that to you guys to say, like, look, we've been here the whole bear market, right? So Arbitron, we've been talking about actually it was in the 20 cents when we first started talking about it, came up to 30 cents, and now it's sitting at 52 cents, right? After this pullback, still sitting at 52 cents. And the reason that I'm big on Arbitron, because I don't like to just tell you guys what I'm big on and just say, hey, I'm big on this. I tell you guys why, right? And that's what a lot of other people don't do, is tell you why. They'll just say, oh, buy this. They'll never tell you why. Arbitron is all about Robinhood, right? So Robinhood looks like they're going to be building their own blockchain, and it looks like it's going to be on Arbitron. So we know the amount of volume that Robinhood puts out on a daily basis, right? When it comes to stocks and crypto and everything else, we know the volume that it puts out, right? And now they're talking about tokenizing all of their stocks and moving them across blockchains. Well, they're talking about using Arbitron, which is absolutely nuts. If Arbitron can pick up all that volume, you're going to see this price explode. Actually, possibility of exploding if it can pick up that volume from Robinhood, which, why wouldn't it, right? Think about it logically. If they're using it and that's what they're using, then why wouldn't they pick up that volume? Then you got Polygon sitting over here. One of the other ones that we talk about off and on here, sitting at like 24 cents, right? And I want to get to what's going on with Polygon. Let me just back out of this. And you look at Polygon, you look at Poly Market, right? This is where all the predictions come in, right? On Poly Market, right? Everybody's predicting everything over there on the Poly Market. But what people don't understand is the Poly Market is ran on the Polygon blockchain. And what happened? They tapped Trump Jr., for an advisory role, but he dumped a couple $1 million into the Poly Market project, right? So if they can get this Poly Market moving over there on the Polygon chain, which it's already moving, but if they can increase that volume and really start to get this thing to take off, because a lot of people are using it, you're going to start to see the volume on Polygon really start to kick up. And this is what blockchains need: what? Volume. Blockchains have zero value without volume. They're worthless, right? If you got no volume on a blockchain, your blockchain could be the best blockchain in the world, but it's absolutely garbage because nobody's using it. So that's the deal with Polygon, right? So yeah, Polygon's got a big upside, and Polygon, when you look at it, it went through a whole rebranding phase, right? And had to come out of that, had to remarket itself, had to do it, do all this stuff to remarket itself, put itself back out there. People don't forget that Matic was one of the biggest NFT platforms out there launching NFTs. So, Polygon's far from dead. Polygon's far from dead. So let's not sleep on Polygon sitting here at 24 cents. And remember, when it was Matic, this thing was almost touching $2. So you think about it, if it touches $2 here in this bull market, that's a 10x from where you are right now. You know, and I don't suggest you buy hold until it gets to $2.40 to get your 10x. But what I will say is there's a big upside there. So Curtis said, facts. What's up? Heat, man. How you doing, man? We're talking about Space Chick. We're talking about, it's been about a year now. You know, how's the vote community doing over there with that? I know they probably put some stuff out. But yeah, don't sleep on Polygon, y'all. I did add a little bit of Polygon as well during this downturn, so I like where Polygon's at. He don't let go until he's down below 88K. He's a holding, baby. He's holding that. He's holding that vote, baby. Pudgy Penguin is a meme coin here too. Like, but you look at it, meme coins have not really taken off yet, right? They haven't really taken off because everybody's dumping into the top, 100 or 250, right? Which makes sense, right? Because the prices are so good. But when meme coins do take off, I think obviously I think Pepe is going to take off. I think that's going to be a big one there. I think Pudgy Penguin's going to do well. I think Whiff will do well. I think Bonk will do well. I'm looking at these first runners, right? These first time runners out here that haven't been through a bull market yet, that are really gonna make some noise, right? So I think Pudgy Penguin would do well in this bull market. It's one of these sleeping giants that kind of snuck up here on everybody and just kind of like took off. But I think it's gonna do. The more and more I look at it, SPX 6900 as well. I think SPX 6900 and Pepe are probably going to be the biggest winners, but I don't think that Pudgy Penguin's too far behind it. You talking about for Bitcoin, Curtis? At 79K? You talking about Bitcoin? Big Watch, dude, what's going on? What's going on, dog? Rest in peace, Space Chick. Yeah, Big Watch. I was just telling everybody earlier this morning. You remember when we used to do them live streams together, man? We had fun, man. We had fun. It was all of us doing the live streams together, having fun, talking crap, doing what we do, man. How are you this morning, Big Watch? Everybody up in here. I'm just kind of catching up on my chat, y'all. Yeah. You think we're gonna get another dip in BTC down to 79? We're gonna have to get a big market pullback in order for that to happen. Yeah, I know you remember. Big Watch was all up in them chats, man, when we were all streamed together. Good, bro. Good, man. But yo, I think we're gonna have to get a big market pullback for Bitcoin go back down to 79K. I mean, it's sitting right now at 111. It went down to 109. It went down to 109, which was a big pullback. And institutions came in and bought it at like right around 109, all the way up, right? There is that fair market gap right there that you would think would come back and they would fill that, right? you would think that they would come back on a chart and fill this gap on Bitcoin and just wreck people all the way down there, right? Right here. Here it is. Well, actually, it's over in here. Yeah, it's right about up in here. Is where this gap is, right? So when you look at it, you would, from a pure chart perspective, you would say, yeah, they're going to come back and they're going to fill this gap at 70. They're going to fill this gap right here, right? Right around, 70 something K, 77 to 80K. They're going to come back, they're going to fill that, and then we're going to make this massive move to the upside, right? But in order for that to happen, you have to bust down through all of these support and resistance levels on this chart in order to get all the way back down there, right? And here's the downside to that. If Bitcoin comes back down to 79K or 77K or 79K, Ethereum's going back to 2,500. XRP is going back to $1.50. That's gonna. There's a big downside to that, right? So, I don't know. You're gonna have to get something in the market really to tank the market in order for that to happen. Michael Saylor is going to get wrecked at 77K. BlackRock's going to get wrecked at 77K. And I just don't know if they're going to let that happen. Oh, Ken said now that DC safe, has Nancy Pelosi started to walk around with her walker? Curtis, it can happen. Anything can happen in crypto. It can happen. I'm not saying that it can't. It definitely could happen. This is crypto. Anything can happen. It literally. I mean, we look at Bitcoin just went from 120 something thousand down to 111 over the course of 2 days, right? So you think about it, that's a big drop. That's a huge drop. So it can happen. Definitely can happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that there has to be a lot of things that line up in order for that to happen. I can tell you what, if Bitcoin does come down to 77,000, there's going to be a lot of people buying, and I'm going to be one of them. Now, I here's the thing: at the top, if the bull runs over, do we hit 77K? We could, Curtis. We definitely could. We definitely could. And if we do, there's going to be a lot of people scooping it up. Ethereum too, because like I said, Ethereum's going to have to come back down to at least 25, minimum 25, if not lower. There's going to be a lot of people scooping that up, man. That's going to be like a complete reset, right? Look at the hourly, y'all. Look at the hourly crypto bubbles. They're making money right now. The market is doing really well between yesterday and today. It's recovering. It's recovering well. We should be happy. Everybody should be happy with where everything is right now. I mean, because we took a big crap dive, right? Over the past couple of days, and it's definitely starting to come back. So everybody should be good. Should be happy. If you bought the dip, you should be good. I bought a little bit of the dip. I didn't go all in though. Just like I said, it's hard to go all in when you've been buying the whole bear market for for 3.5 years. Prices look good to everybody else, but they don't necessarily look appealing to somebody who's been buying for as long as we've been buying. I mean, because our prices are so low. Look at SPX 6900 though, sitting at $1.24. Definitely moving. Definitely starting to regain some ground. Took a big pullback though. Big pullback. Me and Scottish were messaging back and forth a little bit about SPX and kind of where we're getting in and what where we're at and what we're doing. So definitely looks good, man. I like where they're at. I bought a little bit of that dip, but Solana, like I'm telling you, like Solana sitting at 205 right now. Just we are on the 4-hour chart right now, right? So if you just pull this thing back to a couple of days ago right here, I mean, you're sitting 180 in the 180s, 180, around 180, 185, somewhere up in there. I mean, if you would have just bought that dip on a short-term bag and are getting ready to sell off on it at the top here, you got, sell signal right here when this thing wicked up to 212. We got a sell signal right here. You would have bought that thing at 180 and sold it at 212. That's a nice 2-day gain right there, 2-3-day gain. So definitely there's definitely short-term gains out here on these dips to be had. Where's my buddy Jasmine at, man? I've been holding Jasmine like it's got dust on the token for so long. 1 cent, 1.5. Not bad. I like where it's at right now too. It's going into oversold territory, which means it's gonna run up a little bit. I like that. Like where we're at. So with that particular project. So we get up out of here, guys. We've been on here for an hour, so a little bit over an hour. So I'm gonna get up out of here. So just want to tell you guys today, don't get shaken out of your bags. I know the market's up, it's down, it's all over the place. It's doing what it does. They're really just shaking you out, right? The big money's come in. They pump the markets, they dump the markets. They're just trying to shake you out. You got to look at what's going on around you and make some educated guesses on what's going on around you. I mean, you got Gemini dropping the XRP card. You got Coinbase dropping the XRP card, which means there's something there, right? They're not dropping them cards just because there's nothing there. There's something there, right? It's not for no reason, right? You have big institutions coming in, buying Bitcoin, scooping it up, at these levels at 111. Well, there's something there. They're not scooping it up to lose money, right? You got the Ethereum ETFs that are absolutely on fire right now, pumping the Ethereum price. People aren't buying these. Again, institutions aren't buying these to lose money. They're buying them to make money. So they're buying at these levels. So follow the money, follow the big money, right? And they'll lead you to the promised land, right? And don't try to, time the market. You're never going to time the market. You're never going to hit the exact bottom. You're never going to hit the exact top. Have your price levels in place. Sell when it's time for you to sell, and buy when it's time for you to buy. Buy in red, sell in green. It's the easiest concept ever. And if you just do that, you're winning, right? You're winning. And as long as you're winning, then you're good, right? Just keep winning. If you win enough, you'll make enough money. Just keep winning. And, that's kind of the easiest way to play this thing. And just have some money on the side for the dips and buy the dips and sell the tops. And, just rinse and repeat. And you'll end up being okay. And, just keep 10 toes down, guys. This market's volatile. NVIDIA is reporting today. That's going to have a big effect on the cryptocurrency market as well, just because NVIDIA's AI play. CrowdStrike's reporting today. That's going to have a big effect on the market, right? So just pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't fall for the hype. And stay 10 toes down, y'all. We'll be back at you guys on Friday. And we'll be doing this again, and hopefully on Friday. We'll still be on the uptrend. We'll still be on the move to the upside, and we're all just making money. So with that, we up out of here. You guys have a great one. Stay tuned. I'll be putting out some more videos. Follow me on TikTok, y'all, because that's where I've been putting up most of my content. Over there on TikTok, I've been putting out a lot of content over there. Go over there, search me up, follow me. Same username, DG always. And go ahead and do that, and throwing a lot of content over there. We'll have a couple videos coming your way real soon here, so pay attention. So we up out of here. Peace.